I said that as long as we didn't have anything else to VOD review, that we were going to instead VOD review the Wombo combo. I have not turned the volume on because there are a lot of words that are said here. Most of them are pretty meaningless. They are exciting, and I do appreciate that about it. But it's probably not exactly on brand. So we're going to leave that off for now. But what we're looking at is the Wombo combo. For those who have not been Melee players or have not played, competitive League of Legends, the phrase Wombo combo got picked up by, I think, Civ HD in a League of Legends video, and since then it's spread all over gaming in general, just to refer to a team combo that was just devastating and left the other team with no counterplay. For those who don't know, this is a combo that took place, I think, in like 2007 or something like that. It was a while back. This was at a time where it was kind of considered Melee's dark age because Brawl had come out recently, and so not a lot of people were actually playing Melee anymore. The competitive scene was still alive, though, because Brawl was a completely different game and didn't do really a lot of the things that people wanted out of the competitive game. And so there was still a really, strong underground presence for competitive Melee. And this particular channel run by Homemade Waffles was one of the only places that we were still getting tournament footage and stuff from. And even though the commentary was kind of, amateurish at the time, it made you feel like you were in the room, and it was really exciting. So this is an important moment in Smash history, because the virality of this clip is something that brought a lot more attention back to Melee after it had left and gone to Brawl. And since then, the game only really picked up. We had a big tournament and revival of Melee that brought back a lot of the old names and made people realize that, they were still excited about Melee. And then Genesis happened, which had one of the most hyped grand finals of all time. And since then, the game was only really on a steady incline until it got into EVO and exploded. So this clip is very much one of the reasons that Super Smash Bros. Melee is still played competitively to this day. One of the reasons. I won't, attribute everything to it. But, so I'm trying to remember exactly everyone who's involved here. So this is Zoo, the victim of the combo. This is Tang, who is a Fox player. All of these players are from California. And this is Silent Spectre, who is one of the old greats of Captain Falcon. And I don't remember who Zoo was teaming with here, because they go down, like, right here. I think it's, like, that up smash, yeah. So, really smart play there, where Tang and Silent Spectre managed to isolate the two teammates from each other. So Tang gets a grab here, and in doubles, when you grab someone, there is friendly fire, but if you space your moves well enough, you can just hit this player and not get hit by your teammate. So, like, in singles, you'd just grab them as quickly as you could to be able to get damage follow-up on this. But in doubles, if you hold them and your teammate is able to hit them as a result of them just being held here, you often get a stronger attack, because this player can just do a kill move. There's no kill move that you're going to get out of a grab, at least with Fox. Some characters have throws that will KO, but not Fox. So better to just hold them and hope that maybe the Captain Falcon can follow up on the grab at some point in time. But at first, Silent Spectre has to deal with the Fox. Fox gets caught dropping down onto the up smash, and now they're out of there. Now, at this point in time, what would normally happen if you've got a player getting KO'd is the other player would try to stay safe and, maybe ledge stall or something, and wait until their teammate could stock share, could take one of their stocks from them and get back in, and now you have two players again. Even though, one of them only has one stock, 128%, better to have the two players in the game than to only have one player in the game so that they can get team comboed. But because Tang holds the player long enough, Silent Spectre is able to also land a knee on the grab release. They probably could have mashed out a little bit faster if they'd been a little bit more careful about it, but they're able to just get a knee on the player. And so now Zoo loses the stock actually before their teammate does. In this situation, there is no stock sharing that's possible because they each only have one. And then this player, the fact that they went off the top with the Meteor KO is a big problem for them. So now this is pretty unwinnable most of the time. There have been some really legendary moments where players got out of these sorts of situations, and like, given that these two players both have pretty high percent, like all it really takes is getting one hit on one of them, and then it sends them pretty far away, and then they can 1v1 the other. It's very similar to Splatoon, where the goal is to keep them separated from each other to make it so that you can fight them one at a time instead of having to fight them both at once. Another kind of thing that makes it a little bit easier to play in Melee is that friendly fire is always going to be on. You're always going to have team attack. And so these players have to be careful about hitting each other. Instead of in Splatoon, where the worst that's going to happen is you're going to shot block someone. But definitely not a great situation. And one of the famous comments from this is, Zoo, poor Zoo. Commenting that, yeah, this is not a very winnable position. Zoo is probably going to lose here, and there's not much that they can do about it. But at this point, it also gets called out Happy Feet, referring to Zoo's combo video, which was called Happy Feet, referring to Falco's down air, referring to the movie Happy Feet about dancing penguins. And then it then calls Wombo combo after that, which is a combo that Tang and Silent Spectre specifically practiced in preparation for using against these two players. Like this whole sequence that you're about to see play out was something that they labbed out and designed to be shown off here. So Zoo is invincible for the amount of time that they are flashing white. So while they're flashing white like this, they can't be hit, and so it's up to Green Team to just kind of stay out of the way and not let any major hits get landed. But then the invincibility wears off, and they both immediately go for grabs. You can see that this is kind of what they're fiending for. Tang manages to get the grab, and then Captain Falcon closes the distance by hitting it with a neutral air. And then they know that the grab is about to get broken here. Zoo is probably mashing on the controller to get out of the grab. So they don't go for anything yet. They just go for a regrab. And it goes to down throw. And the down throw pops Fox up perfectly for Tang to be able to up smash. Then we see a dash dance here. In Melee, if you run one direction and then input a dash in the other direction quickly enough, you just, in one frame, completely turn around and have momentum going in the other direction. It's a very good kind of movement mix-up, and it lets you reposition when it's ambiguous which direction Zoo is going to land. So, for example, if Zoo held to, like, the left on the control stick, they would fly a lot further to the left, whereas if they held right or up or something, they would move a little bit more to the right. And Silent Spectre doesn't know exactly what side Zoo is going to end up on when he gets hit by this up smash. He has to look at how Zoo is flying in this split second and figure out exactly where his next grab is going to have to go. So from here, he's dash dancing to the right, and then wherever Zoo ends up, he's going to be able to position himself with the timing of his next dash, the one he goes to the left, to be able to catch the Fox landing wherever he ends up going. So he ends up getting the grab, and then it's an immediate back throw. Tang knows what is about to happen and is already standing in exactly the right position for it. And it hits him with Shine into up smash. For those who don't know, in Melee, Fox's down B, the reflector, is a move that comes out on frame 1. It is the fastest possible move in the game's engine. And it is cancelable after 4 frames. For reference, this game runs at 60 frames per second. So in 1/15th of a second after you hit someone with the move, you can then jump. And if you jump, there are 3 frames in Fox's case. Most characters have more than this of jump squat, but there are a few frames where your character is kind of squatting down on the ground before they leave the ground, and they're still considered to be in a grounded state. And you can cancel the jump by inputting something like an up smash. The reason specifically up smash works is that the up and A input that you need to press for the up smash unless someone gets it like frame perfectly, if they didn't make it so that it could cancel the jump, then you would never get the up smash and you would just tap jump by mistake instead of getting the up smash. And that's got to be frustrating for a new player who isn't going to learn frame perfect timing just to be able to use a basic move of Fox's. So we abuse that buffer window that you get to be able to jump to cancel the shine, but then up smash to be able to get the shine and then hit someone immediately out of it. And at the angle that Tang hits Zhu, with the correct timing, Zhu gets knocked in front of him. If Zhu had gone past Tang and then he'd gotten shined, then he would have gone to the right of Tang, and Tang would have missed with his up smash. So it's important that Tang gets the timing right on that shine. But once he gets the timing right, the up smash is guaranteed here. And now it sets up Zhu for getting hit with the Knee of Justice. And that is the Wombo combo. So to watch all of that back at the proper speed, there goes Zhu's teammate. Zhu comes back in, hits the back air, but then gets grabbed after going for another back air. Grab, up smash, back throw, shine up smash, knee. There you go.